substitution method. So the idea is you want to substitute one of the letters for another letter. You'll see what that means now. So we have these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2 this time. We've got to solve these two simultaneously. Well, that's a bit weird. They don't look like they're in line or anything like that. So elimination method might not be the best thing here. What does work out is we know that y is equal to 2x plus 3. So if I was to substitute, substitution method, if I was to substitute this y into this y, that means what we're going to write is 2x plus 4, and instead of it being a y, what is y equal to? 2x plus 3. So it'll be 4 times 2x plus 3 equals 5. Now, what are all of these letters? What's the only letter you see on that last line there? X, which is the whole point of simultaneous equations. You can only ever solve for one letter. You can't solve for two letters. So now that you've got one letter, you just do what you would usually do, which is, let's say, 2x plus 4 times 2, 8x plus 4 times 3, 12 equals 5. 2x plus 8x is 10x. 10x, sorry. 5, you bring your 12 over. So the rest is just equations. I'm not stressed about equations because I think I know your equation skills are good. So I'm not worried about the equations, I'm just worried about the simultaneous bit, understanding it. Let's look at another one. Let me zoom in. Solve the equation simultaneously. All right, so we've got x is equal to 2y minus 11. So you make one of them the subject. And then you've got 4x plus y equals to negative 8. What does that mean about this x here? What can I replace it for? Because x equals to 2y minus 11. So I can actually replace it. X here is going to be 4 times 2y minus 11, and then plus y equals negative 8. Again, look at the only letters you've got here, Tiger. What are the only letters? Only y's. You want only one letter. It doesn't matter if it's x or y. You just want the one letter. Now you've got one letter. Expand. Bring the 44 over. 8 plus 1 is 9. And you want one letter. That's the whole point of substitution. Once you find y, what are you still meant to find? X. So sub it back into number 1. Because you can already find x by making it 2 times y, take away 11. 2 times y, take away. So this method's actually easier to Let's have a look at it again. Here it is. 3x take away 2y equals 11. Y equals 2x minus 8. What do? You substitute number 2 into number 1. You replace this y for this y. You get that, Tiger? Yeah. And then that becomes 3x take away 2. And then technically this was a y before, but now it's 2x take away 8 equals 11. And then just expand, simplify, do your equations. Happy with that? The rest of this should be easy. Now that you've got x equals to 5, what do? Number 2. Number 2 says y equals 2x take away 8. And x is already 5, so you can just sub it in a little bit faster. Doesn't matter though, where you sub it in, 1 or 2. Doesn't matter? Does it matter? It actually doesn't. So it's up to you. You can pick number 1, number 2. Which one's better? That's the idea. So it doesn't matter, like if you're stuck completely in an exam, don't stress, sub it into any. It doesn't matter. I've got to make sure you understand that, because in case you do have a mind blocking your exam or whatever, it's okay. You just say stuff doesn't really matter. Like sub it into either, it's got to work out. The better one obviously is number 2, because you already have y equals 2 times 5 negative 8, which is just going to be y equals to 2. All good? Gab, Liam, any questions? Should we do one more? You guys at home, or you're okay with it? Gab, Liam, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. How are you going with it? And do you have any questions?
No, not really.
No? All right. Should I do one more?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes? Okay, let's try that. Okay. Let's do question 2. We'll do question 2 together, just to make sure, and then I'll get you guys started. Okay. Y equals x take away 5. 2x take away 3y equals 7. I'm going to sub which one into which one? 1 into 2. That makes sense. So it'll look like this. 2x minus 3y equals 7. Now look at it. Do I have any more y's in this equation? No, beautiful. I can do this. 2x take away 6x. Sorry, take away 3x. What was I thinking there? Who knows? Plus 15. You see how I made the silly mistake? But how come I picked that up? So what I trained myself to do is every time I do a question, so every time I'm writing, my eyes are actually going straight to what I've written as well. So it's a tricky skill to get used to. So what I'm saying is, as I'm writing, my eyes are not just down here, they're also looking up here at the same time as writing. Because if I kind of know what I'm writing, like let's just say if I had this equation, I don't know, 3x plus 5 minus 2 equals 8x. So if I know the next line, like I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, 5 take away 2 is 3, and then I'm going to bring this 3x over to this side. So if I'm writing 3 equals 8 take away 3, which is 5, 3 equals 5x, if I'm writing that, I'm not actually reading that. My eyes are not there. Because I kind of know it, like my brain's just writing that. Like I can write right now, I can write while looking at you, Sam. Right? So what do you want to write? Just so you can see that I can write without looking. Like, which is x equals, it was 3 over 5. Not bad, right? So it's a skill you can learn. I just practiced it. So I'm not actually looking at what I'm writing, I'm looking at the line above. So I'm double checking. That's how I picked up that mistake. Because I looked, my eyes were looking up, I'm like, wait, what? How come I had my eyes are looking at it and saying it's a 3, but how come I just said it's a 6? Whoops, and I fixed that up. Okay, rub. We went off track there, but I think that was important. Equals 7. 2 take away 3, negative x. 7 take away 15. X equals positive 8. And then what do? Sub it back into first one. Sub into number 1 because it says y already equals to 8 take away 5. Y equals 3. Nice and simple. Some students probably prefer this over elimination. There is a time when you can choose one over the other. But that's good. If you're happy with that, I'll get you guys started.